Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you wherever and whenever you are joining us. Welcome to our latest edition of What Caught My Eye, or WCME Sports. As always, I'm your host, the coach Nick Vesci, joined by the boy Stephen Vesci.
What up?
And the man Stephen Comlow.
Hello.
Now, if you're new to our show, we like to think of ourselves as the sports show for sports fans about sports. We like to focus on what happens inside the lines of competition rather than the outside noise that dominates most of our sports rhetoric nowadays. Before we get into our top catch for this evening, just a reminder to follow us on all of our socials. That's on X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, Snapchat, and Threads at WCME_sports. Our episodes drop every Wednesday at noon on Spotify, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. And all that information can be found on our website, WCMEsports.com. Now, without further ado, our top catch for this show will go with the MLB postseason, which is in full swing right now. We are currently at the LCSs, or the League Championship Series, on both sides. A little recap of how we got there. Right, maybe the most impressive or craziest game was the Mariners-Tigers Game 5. That saw the Mariners advance to the ALCS for the first time since 2001, when Jorge Polanco hit a walk-off single in the 15th inning. Yes, that's not a misprint. The 15th inning, hit that walk-off single in that winner-take-all Game 5 against Detroit. That allowed them to advance to play the Blue Jays, who took down essentially a hapless Yankees team at that point.
Your hapless Yankee team.
Yeah, allegedly.
Surprised they won one.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. Hapless. On the other side of it, and the senior circuit. Do you guys even know what hapless means? It's not happy.
Hapless.
Okay. All right.
I said hap this and pointed to my junk.
Good for you. On the senior circuit side, the Dodgers advanced over the Phillies after they walked off Philadelphia in 11 innings in Game 4 after pitcher Orion Kerkering committed that painful throwing error.
Good God, man.
It's like you don't even want to criticize it because you feel bad for the guy because he was just purely out of effort.
You can't.
He's gonna get blamed for the loss when it's not entirely or even mostly his fault.
Yeah, I mean he obviously should have gone to first, right? It's something that these guys practice all the time. It just this is such a big spot, and things move faster when the moment is bigger, right? And I do feel for him because again, it wasn't out of like a lack of effort, or even if like two guys looked at each other, forgot to call it, and the ball fell in, like that bonehead. Like he was putting in max effort to make the play. It just was ill-advised. Should never have thrown home. Should have just turned and gone to first, no matter what. Like this should have been his thought process the whole time.
Correct.
I guarantee what happened is when that bobble happened, he didn't want the game to end with him being late on a third of first.
Mm-hmm.
Right, having that be safe, and then the guy scores anyway. I'm sure once it happened, that split second was like, I gotta get it at home because I can't afford that to happen. Which, again, that's all effort, that's all care. Like that's how much he didn't want to lose. But at the same time, he should have been going to first no matter what. And if that's the result, is that guy scores, well, right, you could you think you could live with that more than what happened, obviously.
The Phillies are just going to get shit on they're going to get shit on for the bunt. They're going to get shit on for that throw. But like in all this time since that game ended, I haven't heard anyone talking about the cold bats of Schwarber, Harper, and Bohm. I mean, they were non-existent.
That's why pitching wins.
In the playoffs. LA will advance, and they will play Milwaukee in the National League Championship Series after the Brewers took down the Cubs in Game 5. It's Milwaukee's first NLCS, since 2018, which I think they also played the Dodgers in that. Not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure they did as well. So we have those Championship Series set. We've already played a couple games in the series, in the Seattle-Toronto series, which started.
Round them up! Teoscar ties it!
Your guy, Teoscar, just hit an absolute moonshot. Launch angle was 39 degrees. That thing was...
Yeah! Teo!
I've said again, I love his swing because his swing allows you to drive the ball. He's always driving the ball.
It's so
not
effortless.
at it.
This one was yanked. He got ahead of it and just
his bat stays on plane in the zone for so long, and
it's all about launch angle.
Keeps his hips and shoulder. He's
that one almost made it to the slide.
So love Teoscar Hernandez's swing.
He's
that's been well documented. The Seattle-Toronto series, meanwhile, has already gone through 2 games behind a red-hot Jorge Polanco, who is the star of the playoffs, in my opinion, right now. They had some other timely hitting, and they had some really good pitching. Right,
their pitching's been fantastic.
Starter in game 1.
Kirby?
No, it wasn't Kirby. Kirby's pitching tonight. Bryce Miller. That's it.
Bryce Miller started game 1?
Yes, he gave up a leadoff home run on the very first pitch of the game to George Springer, and after that
was it.
Shut down. Yep. And
what was Yesevich? Is he
was in tight.
Yeah, well, excuse me. What'd you say? You savage. For Toronto, he pitched in game 2. But either way, Seattle took both games in Toronto. It's the first time they've won a game in an LCS since the aforementioned 0-1 series in game 3 against the Yankees in that series. So they'll take a 2-0 series lead back to Seattle for game 3, which is happening later tonight. Or did it already happen? That was later tonight on Wednesday. The Seattle Toronto game.
That's tomorrow, yeah.
Oh, tomorrow? Okay. In game 1 of the NLCS between the Dodgers and the Brewers, Blake Snell pitched 8 scoreless innings while facing the minimum. How he did that, Caleb Durbin singled in the 3rd, but he was promptly picked off first base by Snell, I believe. And that led the Dodgers to a 2-1 win over Milwaukee in that game. Snell joined Don Larson, who pitched in his perfect game that he pitched in the 1956 World Series, as the only pitchers in MLB postseason history to go 8 or more innings and face the minimum.
By the way, that's got to be like his longest start in and maybe his career.
No, last year he threw a no-hitter last September.
Did he really?
That's the only start he's won. Yeah, I forgot about that. But with San Francisco later in the year, I think, which is why it didn't get as much because the Giants were probably out of it at that point. But he threw a complete game no-hitter himself. And
he's notorious for like maxing out 6 innings.
But it seems as though he's kind of started to figure that out more and more, and getting more and more rope from his managers.
And the Dodgers need it because they are very heavy starting pitching. Yes. And here's my guy, Kike Hernandez, just another single.
So fucking hot right now.
That guy, you said Polanco's your MVP of the playoffs. I think Kike is for me. Maybe for the NL.
He's looked so good.
And Kike, the biggest reason why it's so like he's so impactful is that he's sitting there at number 8 in the order, right? You get through all the big names, right? The Shohei, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez, Will Smith, all these big names, and then this guy at the end of the order just destroys you. He wears you out pitching. He always has good at bats. He's always coming up with a clutch hit. He's just doing the little things, the right things, and he annoys the hell out of you if you're an opposing team.
He's hard out
every time.
If you're lucky enough to get him out, I mean, he's been lights out. He's hitting over 800 in the postseason, I think.
He was batting 346.
That's what it is.
And he just hit a single, so he's probably up to like.
Close, Colin.
You were close.
Yeah, thank you. But then like you follow him up with Pajes, who's just he's been a pretty easy out.
Yeah, but I mean, TK's getting on base. He's driving in runs and turning the table over for Shohei, and there goes Pajes down the line. This lineup, they're an absolute machine. The starting pitching has been phenomenal, and then the back end of this lineup is too good. There's so much depth.
Kike got all the way home.
Great base runner too.
Yeah,
I swear he's one of those guys that you love to have him on your team so much, and if you play against him, God, you hate him. Yeah. You can't stand him. Every other team probably hates that dude.
But everyone wants a
guys,
TK.
Everybody wants him.
Yeah, those guys win you games,
Yes,
regardless of
100%.
sport.
He's been my MVP of this postseason.
Now, I would like to also bring up from LA Milwaukee game 1 the incredible double play that was turned. It is in the middle innings, I believe. Bases loaded, 1 out with Max Muncy up for LA, and he drives a pitch to deep center field. Sal Frelick, who's played center field in the minors, I think in college, but has mostly been a right fielder for his whole career, happened to get the start in center, goes up to rob the home run or whatever extra bases. It hits off his glove, hits the wall, bounces up. He catches it, fires it back on the infield, and that's when chaos ensues. And I love Brian Anderson was on the call, and he was thinking the same thing. I thought the second Frelick got hold of the ball, he said, "Oh, here comes the chaos on the bases," before it even happened. Knew it. Because in that type of situation, right, all the base runners, because there's so many of them, right? It's not just one guy. There's 4 base runners out there, right, including the batter, right? So he knew, oh, here it comes. He said it, like, here comes the chaos on the bases. And Frelick fires it to Joey Ortiz, the shortstop, who fires it home to William Contreras. And so what happened was Teoscar Hernandez was on third, sees the drive, goes to tag up, rightfully so, with less than 2 outs at third base. Sees the ball bounce off of Frelick's glove, starts to take off for home. Then sees Frelick corral it, so he turns back to tag the base, thinking this is a catch, and then turns back and is sprinting home. You give him credit. He was sprinting. He won dog, and one thing I'm going to get there is sprinting home, and that relay was absolutely perfect. That's a 400-foot relay they did in the time it took not a slow base runner to get from third to home, and they get the force out at home as the throw beats Hernandez to the plate. So that would be out number that's the second out of the inning, because Muncy is safe because it's not a catch. Once the ball hits the wall or any structure, it's no longer can be a catch, no matter what, if you retrieve it in the air, right? And so that's the first force out there. Will Smith, the runner on second base, goes back, winds up halfway between second and third, goes back to second base thinking it's a catch. And so William Contreras walks over to third base and touches it for the second force out. None of these were tag outs. These are both force outs. Were basically because it was ruled no catch. It's the same thing as a single being happening, where all 3 of those runners would be forced to get to the next base. And it's the most impressive part to me was the mechanics from the umpiring crew and how they did it. They got all of this correct live. All of it was correct. Every one of them, which is astounding. The left field umpire, who you don't normally have in a regular season. So they had the left field and the right field umpires. The left field umpire runs out a little bit. He's still far away, but he immediately signals the safe signal, meaning no catch. Saw it hit off the wall, saw Frelick didn't corral it, immediately does that. And you're supposed to, as a runner, be looking at that umpire. But during the regular season, you don't have that umpire there. But he makes the correct call, right? The home plate umpire correctly rules Hernandez out because the throw barely beat him. So he got there right that it beat him, got it right that they didn't have to tag him. And then the third base umpire, while all this is going on, correctly signals out once William Contreras, the catcher, steps on third. So all 3 of those calls were absolutely correct, happened live in time, and they may have been the only people in the entire stadium that got all of that right at the same time, and they were able to, like, it just goes back to how good these guys are. As much flack as people give officials of all sports, and some of it is rightfully so, I think the flack that officials should get are things mindset-wise that Stevie's talked about a lot, but maybe conduct towards players or coaches, or mishandling certain crucial situations type of thing. But in terms of like the X's and O's and the interpreting the rules and what they are able to see, that was incredible that those guys got that, because there's so much going on there. Again, 4 base runners, a whole relay 400 feet to home, to get all of that right and understand it, and being able to know and trust that the rest of the guys in your crew are doing correctly as well was amazing. That to me was the highlight of the game. I don't care about how good Blake Snell was.
I mean, I'm just confused by you breaking it down.
That clip has been making the rounds online. That clip has gone ultra viral. Just for the distance alone that
Bonkersville.
ball has to travel to have a successful double play.
The fact that it's also missing a grand slam by 6 inches.
Yes. Yeah. Drama.
No, it was awesome.
Can we since we're on baseball, can we rewind for a second, because I never really got to ask you guys. I mean, everyone was so excited about the Mariners Tigers game going 15 innings in a winner take all game. And we never, like, the three of us never really kind of talked about it other than the absurdity of having a 15 inning game. And I'm entering this conversation knowing, with hindsight bias, obviously, but Scooble, we're yanking him after 6 innings.
So here's the context behind that. This is what was pissed me off.
Did the manager Mike Messina him?
No, so this is what's pissed me off with some of the people online. Like, people watch these games without, I swear, with the volume muted or just not listening to the announcers at all, because literally Przinsky and Wainwright all series, the entire time, and in that game, like before the game even started, said Scooble gets 6 innings and he max efforts and this is it. And I think Tom Verducci was the sideline reporter, I guess is I forget what they're called, but he was basically saying, like, Scooble goes max effort every single pitch and he gives you all he has and he will tell you when he's coming out, basically. So this was like that. After that 6th inning, that was it. He was toast. He was done. He gave it everything, and he's done. That's,
I'll say this: a bruise on the leg is a hell of a long way from the heart.
Yeah, like,
right. But
that is
if
your
you put him, I know, but I don't necessarily think it's the, like, of course, like, we're all gonna sit there and go, well, yeah, I'm gonna put him out there. I'm gonna
you ride the bus till the wheels come off,
until his arm falls off. Yeah, I'm gonna put him out there. But that, like, he may have gone out there, and because he just gave it everything, he's gassed emotionally as well, and he's just gonna just put up some bad numbers and get shelled. I don't know, but for a player
to say like this, I'm taking myself out, I'm done, 6 innings, I gave you everything I had. I mean, I think you owe it to the team to at least go out for the 7th. Yes,
I agree.
And we talked about it. We talked about it last week. Where does that mean you might bring a reliever in it with a runner on base? Maybe. Is it a shitty spot for a reliever to be in? Yeah, but this is your Cy Young winning pitcher who is a big reason why you're here.
He's their best player.
Yeah, and you need him because your team can't produce runs. It was the story of the Tigers. They were a defensive team all year. They struggled to put up runs, and like he's an avatar. When the world needed him most, he disappeared. He's gone. Like, you owe it to your team to go out there and try for a 7th inning.
Yeah,
it's bullshit. It's bullshit that you get to take yourself out of the game because it's what everyone expects from you.
I agree with Kamlo. Like, it's you go down with the ship, go down, dance with the one you brought, like, whatever metaphor it is. And Kamlo's right that yes, he ended on such a high note in that 6th inning, right? At 13 strikeouts, and
it
you
didn't
could
look
say,
like he was losing any velocity either.
And his last pitch, I think it was like 100 miles an hour or something.
Yes, and so if it is, to your point, Stevie, that Scooble made the call,
I don't know if he did, but
I don't like that because of what
I don't know.
Said.
I'm not going to say he did, but Verducci said before the game, like, he'll let you know.
I understand that. So just trying to go through both scenarios. If Scooble said, that's it, coach, right? I'm with Kamlo in terms of, like, looking at the other guys. How do you look at the other guys in the locker room? Like, unless you were injured, like, unless, like, literally you were like, something's tingling.
I don't know. I think it's like those other
guys in the locker room.
My guess is this is the game plan, and this is, everyone knew this is the game plan, and this is how it's going to go. And Scooble executed it, and now we go.
You're the fucking Detroit Tigers. You might not get back here for a while.
So Hinch makes the decision.
You owe it to the team to keep your
ace out
there.
It's ultimately Hinch's decision.
Well, no, if you gave that he's going to tell you when, like, Scooble could say, no, I'm done. Right?
I mean, and again,
we don't want
get out there and grab the rosin bag.
Oh, speculation alert. He pulled himself out. No, put that on the tabloids.
Yeah.
No, I'm with Kamlo that if because again, it sounds counter from what we talked about before, right? Where you don't want to put a guy out there, he gives up a runner, then you bring a reliever.
Yeah.
But like Kamala's right, this is it. He's your guy. He's all you have, right? Essentially, at that point, you are saying we're either going to lose in 9 innings or 15 innings.
Phil Jackson isn't taking Kobe out with the fourth quarter left to play. You know what I mean?
Kobe shot free throws with no Achilles. Let's remember that.
Like,
He tore his Achilles, then went and shot free throws.
You think Scooball is going all 9?
He could have. I guarantee you he could have. There's no, like, come on, man.
He mowed 13 dudes down in 6 innings.
And I understand all the stuff, you know, as a former coach, I understand all the stuff about, like, you know, limiting innings and how stressful it is on this whole system to throw a pitch and all that stuff, right? But if not now, then when? I guess that's what I'm saying. If
like, what do you play the game for if not for this moment?
Correct. If you're going to say this in the middle of July, I get it, right? If you're going to say it, and literally any other time, you said game 1 of the series, I get it. You got to save him, but this is
October.
Not just
game
October.
5,
this is
October.
Right? Like you have nothing left after this.
There's nothing that can convince me taking him out was the right call. And again, we're obviously talking about it with all the hindsight bias in the world. We know that the game went 15 innings, but like, how do you not even try for just another out in the 7th? You have to have him out there to start the 7th to see what his velocity is doing, to see where his locations are, just to see if he still has it. 13 batters struck out in 6 innings against this guy. He's got to be out there. This is winner take all.
Here's a stat for you, Kamlo. Tarek Skubal is one of only 3 pitchers ever to strike out 13 and or more batters in 2 postseason starts in the same postseason.
Yeah, and then
who are the other 2? 3 guys have done it. 13 or more in the same postseason more than once.
In the same postseason.
Not Kurt Schilling.
Maddox?
No.
Babe Ruth.
It's a fat old man with skinny legs. No.
Pedro.
No, that's a good guess.
Ooh, Pedro is a good guess. I like that one.
Verlander.
What? No, one
David
is
Price.
One is very recent. One is in probably the 60s.
All right,
Sandy Koufax.
Not Sandy Koufax, but a contemporary of his.
No idea.
Jim Palmer.
No. I mean, that's not a bad guess. No, Bob Gibson.
Okay.
Was the first to do it. And the other one was Garrett Cole.
Wow.
I was surprised. That's
okay.
It. Those are the only guys who've done it. So, like, to Conlo's point, we just watched this dude do something that only 2 other people have ever done. And I guarantee you, in that game, Bob Gibson struck 13 guys out.
And he ended up watching more innings from the dugout than he pitched.
AJ Hinch said it was an easy decision. After the 5th, I checked in on him, how he was doing physically and emotionally, and we both knew he had 1 left. He emptied his tank, and obviously he was emotional coming off the mound, and I think that signals exactly where we were in the game. He gave us everything he could.
I don't care.
I know. It's one of those yin and yang things.
You know what? You're not in the dugout, so I know. I'm standing by Hinch.
But no,
I like your pullover, Nick.
I'm
Mr. Moon.
I'm with Kamlo.
It's not a video game.
I know, boy. You know that. I know that more than anyone.
I understand that, but I'm fine. You guys can take that side. I'll take the other side.
Stevie, I'm genuinely surprised that you're on the opposite side of this than us.
I will be the first to say I'm going to throw the guy until he falls, until his arm falls off. But
it's Tarek Skubal, and you love him.
I do love him, but he's clearly he may not be Max Scherzer.
But
Max Scherzer would have gone. Max Scherzer would have said, "You're taking me off this mound when my arm falls off, falls off."
Again, the game 7 against the Astros in that World Series, he could only go 5, but he only went 5 because remember he woke up with the debilitating neck stiffness that he could barely move.
He came back like the next day and was like, "I'll go another inning to close the game out or whatever."
That was game 7. He started.
Whatever. Yeah, but
and he was like, he got scratched from game 6 and was like, "I'll come out game 5," and gave him 5 innings, right? And I understand what you're saying, boy, but
some people
how many days of rest was Skubal on?
He was on short.
Like how short?
3. I think it was 3.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. If both of them,
I'll let you know.
He pitched game 2, I think, and then game 5.
If everyone's going to do with the game plan of he's on short rest, all we're going to get is 6. I get it,
which
but
I
He did
believe,
pitch
which
game
I
two.
believe is what it was.
yes,
I
but
believe
again,
Seven
the
innings.
Comlos thing, right? You can't be married to the game plan.
I
You also
understand that,
have to use
but
your
he
eyes.
literally,
Like, that'd be a very
his
Joe
eyes.
Girardi
He
thing
literally
to do.
says it. He literally says it that, he has the quote saying, "Easy decision after the 5th. I checked in on him, how he was doing physically and emotionally, and we both knew he had 1 left. You know,
He's
he emptied his
also-
tank and obviously was emotional coming off the mound. And I think
He's
that
also
signals
answering these
exactly where we
questions
were
with
in the
hindsight
game.
bias and his own job security in mind. He doesn't
Yeah,
have
and
to give the
you don't wanna
reporters
throw
the
a player
honest
under the
answer.
bus. Yeah.
He's not going to go out there and be like, made the wrong call. Should have let him pitch another inning. Should have made him pitch another inning. You know, he's not going to go out there
taking himself
Yeah,
out of the game.
Yeah, he's not gonna go out there and say the stuff that Nick and I are saying. You know what I mean? But like the fact of the matter is,
he's
you
basically
pitched the
saying
best
that
pit-
he
you pitched the- you-
wasn't sitting there going analytically it was the right move. He didn't
Yep.
say that.
But
If
what
he
I'm
would have
saying is
said that, I would have been pissed off.
to have a complete marriage to the game plan in a winner-take-all game. You can't. You have to be. You can say here it is,
But I
but
think
that can be torn up and thrown out.
the game plan was going exactly to plan.
I understand.
It was being executed correctly.
But you still, even if it's being executed correctly, you still have to.
I think they're lucky that he got to 6.
Foresight.
I think that's what it felt like to me, is that, okay, like he got to 6. Like that's he gave us 1 more than we thought.
Yeah,
we were
but you know
get.
what? In the 7th inning, the Mariners come out and tie the game.
Yeah,
I understand that.
That's the shitty thing is that you pitch in 1 more and maybe they don't.
I'm standing by the manager's decision.
If they're going to tie the game, at least let them tie it off of your best player.
No, I get. Yeah, I understand all of it. I'm saying I'm gonna go ahead and just back.
This was
AJ
anyone
Hinch
else,
on
you
this.
would be on our side.
Wrong.
Not necessarily.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
wrong,
necessarily.
wrong.
You
No,
are
because
so firmly
AJ
in
Hinch,
Scooble's camp
I'm dug
that
it,
he
and I'll
can do
never-
whatever he wants.
No,
I should be around.
No, I should be
Those in the women's section.
I do love School, but I should be the first one saying I need him out there because he's the best player. I need him out there, but ridiculous. No, I stand by.
That's a violation.
It's a violation. I stand by Hinch's decision. I think if he would have came out and said, "Well, 3rd time through the order" or whatever, or something like that, he didn't. He made the decision with what he saw. That's why I stand by it.
I would love to know.
It's not an analytical decision. It was his gut feel. It was knowing your player.
Is analytics probably say to keep pitching him because he wasn't losing velocity.
It probably does. Yeah.
It's I don't know. I think it's a cop out, and it's the safe answer that keeps Scooble off the hot seat and keeps him in the dugout.
Either way, Detroit was not winning that series.
You end up
if he comes out in the 8th or the 9th or whatever it is. Whenever he comes out, Seattle's going to tie it. Seattle's going to score.
To that point, if he comes out 8th or 9th, that means this guy's gone really deep. 6th is deep in the game by our standards now, but it's really not that deep into a game for a starter.
He wasn't making
If he gets pulled out in the 9th and you lose, it's kind
of
like...
He wasn't making it another 30 pitches.
But maybe another 15 to 20?
Maybe.
Steven Scooble apologist Veshy.
He didn't even get to 100, right?
He got 99, yeah.
So he
That's
didn't get
why
to 100.
a lot of people are comparing it to like the managers like, oh my gosh, it's like Mike Mussina, because everyone was saying Mike Mussina was a different pitcher after 100. And like, we got to take him out before everything goes tits up. But I can't abide. I just can't. I think that's probably one of the biggest like crimes of the divisional series.
Detroit couldn't fucking score. They couldn't score in the.
They had the lead.
They couldn't score in the wild card either. They left
so
many runners on base.
But here they are.
Get a hit in extra innings. Get it. I mean, score.
Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about.
On a lighter note, I did see someone today wearing a Winter Classic Detroit Red Wings Justin Abdelkader jersey. Oh, it was awesome. It was
An
awesome.
Abdulkader jersey? That's a
Yes.
fucking fan.
Yeah.
Holy
I was
shit.
like, this is sweet.
That's
This
a
is
fucking fan.
this is the stuff I live for.
Oh my god, that's a name I haven't thought about in so long. Justin Abdulkader.
Should have
shit.
played more or longer. He
100%.
was awesome.
Yeah, that was your kind of player, Nick.
Absolutely.
He
Would
was
draft him every
100%.
time in the video game.
Yeah, he
Just
was
to obliterate
100%
people.
a Nick Vesey type player.
A
Justin
John
Abdul-
Tortorella player. That's just, yeah,
Oh my god.
my kind of hockey player.
Yeah,
All right,
that's your guy.
Yeah, I digest. Moving
you
on
go.
to our three strikes, excuse me. Who would like to do strike one for us?
Let Kamlo do it. I need to gather my thoughts.
we rattled him. We shook that tree. All right, I'll go first.
I'm
Here's
tired.
Hold on. Where's the?
I got it. Do not touch it. I swear to fucking God, do not touch it.
I will hit the goddamn thing.
That's
I didn't hit that.
What are we doing? Everyone, stop
swear to
touching my stuff. Please stop touching my stuff. The wheels are off the bus. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, Guatemala.
Here we go.
Stop touching my stuff. This is
Strike
awful.
one.
This is the biggest mistake ever. All right, strike one. All right, so, God, now I feel like I need to gather my thoughts. Good
I
lord.
swear to God, I did not hit the O'Doyle rules one.
swear to God. I swear to God.
Yeah. I got news for you, O'Doyle. I think you're going down.
Are you
all right? So I mentioned that I had an NFL stinky surprise for you guys.
Yeah.
This could very well be a big old nothing burger, but I originally wanted to use the Scooble Talk as my strike, and then while I was in the waiting room at the chiropractor, I'm scrolling through, and I kept seeing like the same version of the same article coming up over and over and over again. So I feel like it's a good thing to talk about. But I guess some like PhD nerd at UTEP. Have you seen this? Some PhD nerd at UTEP.
I love mentioning UTEP anyway. Yeah.
I know that's another reason why this is good, but I swear to God, it's relevant.
Yeah, UTEP. A thing I learned
here
today.
We go. Did you know that the second string quarterback?
You know who played QB at UTEP?
There it is.
Or played? I don't know. Played at UTEP.
Do enlighten me.
Yeah, tell us.
Former NFL officiating great Ed Hockley. Ed Hockley.
Well, then this is all right. So this is actually that's super on brand. That's crazy that you saw that, but fucking wow, I called it. All right. So University of Texas at El Paso, a PhD candidate or PhD holder, I don't know, did some research and analyzed 13,000 defensive penalty calls between the years 2015 and 2023. Have you guys seen the results of this study?
How did he get this grant?
I don't know.
So
he's just a John Boy Rain Man. He actually did it for fun.
So you're talking about defensive penalties just in all or just a specific type of penalty?
I'm burying the lead here, so let me keep going. And he looked particularly at subjective penalties, meaning like you're roughing the passer's pass interference penalties, and compared them to more objective ones and how those penalties led to first downs and larger yardage gains. Here are some of the key findings of this study. In the postseason, opposing defenses facing the Kansas City Chiefs within this time frame got penalized in ways that more often led to first downs. The study finds such penalties in Chiefs postseason games were about 23% more likely to result in a first down than a typical penalty. Also, in the playoffs, the penalties against the Chiefs' opponents averaged approximately 2.36 more yards than the norm. These penalties were more often of the subjective types, i.e., depending on referee judgment, in high-stakes games. During the regular season, the pattern reversed somewhat. The Chiefs did not tend to have measurable advantageous officiating, quote-unquote advantageous. That is, the favorable penalty yardage first down skews appear much more pronounced or only present in the postseason. The researchers suggest that this isn't just about one or two bad calls, but a pattern. They tie it to what's called regulatory capture, i.e., when institutions that are supposed to be neutral begin to benefit certain players/stakeholders because those benefit the institution's own financial or reputational interests. In this case, the NFL's interest in preserving viewerships, star players, and marketability of high-profile teams. Now, there's a lot of other stuff that I can get into here in a minute, but on the nose, what do we think?
So
Something or nothing?
just to be devil's advocate. I will say,
Why are we playing devil's advocate with
no,
research?
no. The part that you're saying about the motivation behind it, right? I completely that's whatever theory or whatever it is thing that happens, phenomenon in business. 100% believe, 100%. I would guarantee that happens all over the place, every business. Where I get that, but just to be devil's advocate, right? You have the playoffs. You're playing them in the playoffs. Part of your game plan may be emphasizing being more physical with Mahomes or something of that nature. And you've got all these guys that are amped up so much, and we've talked about too about the mentality of the players now is lacking in accord to like being able to execute certain things. So I think it's possible. I mean, I'm not saying this absolutely. I think it's possible that you kind of combine those into almost this like soup mixture that runneth over and produces some guy who in the regular season may not take the shot at Mahomes and does, or maybe he does it in a slightly different way that causes him to earn a penalty in the postseason because he's so amped up. We lack the I don't want to say accountability, but we've talked about the quality of play that goes into the quality of play, right? We've already talked about how that's lower.
That is something
lower, and
that is something that is frequently pointed out. Is this one of the things that the study doesn't prove or show is that it doesn't it can't isolate all confounding variables. For example, style of offense, frequency of passing, which draws more penalties, how often games are close and for longer periods, a difference in referee crews, etc. Some of those are partially addressed, others less so. So it ties into what you're talking about. I mean, if you're going to talk about style of offense, you're obviously going to be talking about style of defense. And I think that, to your point, Nick, that this popping up more so in postseason play goes with the theme that you're bringing up of you're going to play more physical in the postseason, right? Kind of like what we were just talking about with Tigers and Mariners, right? This is do or die. This is everything you've played for entire season on the line type stuff.
Yeah. Now, and it is interesting, right? I do also think that sometimes that phenomenon you were talking about, where like an supposedly impartial body will favor someone because they know it advances them financially and power wise as well. I get that. I think sometimes that phenomenon also isn't intentional. Like sometimes it is intentional, right? Whether it is a sport or outside business, right? It is explicit. But I think other times it's almost like this weird phenomenon, like you, for whatever, subconsciously, it's almost like you are giving them a call. I hate saying that, getting calls and giving calls, but it's like you're blowing the whistle, even though in your mind you're not trying to be biased or whatever, but you are recognizing that this person is different, whether you can separate it or not. Or right, you can say I'm not looking at it, but in the back of your mind, somewhere where you don't even realize it, if that makes sense, that you're doing it. So maybe you that flag goes up, or you blow that whistle, or maybe you miss that strike three call on like Ohtani because, for whatever reason, it just registers that this guy needs to be up here to hit, even though you know exactly that your job is not to do that. I think there's a weird, phenomenon that you could probably point to there that contributes to it as well.
Yeah, they also mention the possibility of that there is some sort of like implicit bias in the referees, and that they make a point to say that this in no way corroborates any claims of corruption
No.
or like malfeasance or anything. Just that, just simply pointing out the data, and that the Chiefs, I think, in that span of time, more so than a lot of other teams, have a much larger sample size than most of the league would, right? Because they, in those years, they're obviously
They're
very
in the
very successful.
postseason.
Yeah, they're very successful and they make deep runs, especially recently. But yeah, it was just this study is just getting blasted all over the internet, and it's getting a lot of traction again because it's the Chiefs, it's
But the
Patrick Mahomes, it's
the
Travis
Chiefs also
Kelce.
probably do things to draw more
Yeah,
penalties, like
Mahomes
to
purposely tries to draw penalties.
correct.
Hundred
Yeah,
That's
percent.
no.
like
Yeah,
and the receivers are taught to do certain things or whatever. It's like it's trying to get the little advantages that Belichick would do,
yeah.
right? I mean,
No, I
so
agree.
I it doesn't shock me that that's
No.
the
No,
findings.
yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, I thought it was something interesting. I know we like to focus like inside the lines of competition, but this study, for everywhere that I was looking for 10 minutes while I was waiting to get adjusted, popped up in a lot of different places and a lot of different like mediums, and so I thought I'd bring it up, see what you guys thought. It seems like, again, no surprise to me, all three of us are pretty much aligned on this.
I mean, it
um
is inside the lines. Officiating is inside the lines. We've talked about it, how crucial officiating is to, I mean, they're custodians of the game. Like, they allow the game to function, right? Without them, it doesn't work. But
Correct.
no, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
it's interesting. The ghosts.
Yeah, the ghosts. And I own every kind of classic car.
Thank you. Boy, would you like to give us strike two?
I'm not pressing the button.
I'm
Oh,
doing
what
it.
the?
It wasn't me.
Okay.
All right, Shaggy.
As we do throughout the college football season.
Hold on.
I swear, I'm gonna mute both of you while I do this.
Sorry, go
Jeez.
ahead.
Can I talk now?
We're waiting
Are
on
we
you.
good? Yeah,
Dead
you're waiting
air.
on me now?
Yeah, where is it?
I'm not pressing the button.
I'm not. I didn't press it.
All right,
right.
Stevie, go ahead before we get
As we
bored.
do throughout the college football season, we're going to talk about the winners and losers from the past week in college football. So let's talk losers.
No, do winners first.
You want me to do winners first?
Yes.
All right, fine. We'll do. Yeah, I guess that's probably a good
Yep.
call. We'll do winners. My 5-1 winners. USC. That's University of Southern California, not the Gamecocks,
Carolina.
because USC is Southern California. They win
Trojan
31-13 over Michigan after Michigan's head coach said that the only reason why they're selling out that game is to come see Michigan, and then they got walloped. So good for Lincoln Riley getting a good win there. USC quietly sitting at
20.
I think 5-1, right?
Yeah, Jaden Mayava is really good.
Yeah, I mean, they always have talent, right? You just have to put it together
he's
for a
close
year.
to being the truth, as the kids
truth.
say.
Yeah. Number 4, Ohio State, 34-16 over Illinois. They continue to be the number 1 team in the country. I think they're the best team in the country. Their defense is ridiculous. Illinois is a good football team going on the road. It's a solid win. Just keep plugging along. Ohio State is really, really good.
Mean machine.
Number 3, Texas. Finally, Texas. You do something. 23-6 win over Oklahoma. Red River shootout always has some wild shit that happens. We all think that this game's going to go one way, and it goes the other way. Texas has been terrible to start this year, and literally one game and you're back, and you're fine.
Kamala, you're right there.
No, I'm not. Sorry, it's totally unrelated to what Stevie's talking about. Keep going. Ignore
You hear
me.
a funny knock joke?
It's way worse.
Oh.
Sorry. I can't explain it to you guys right now, but I will explain it later.
You railed my segment here.
I didn't do anything.
Sorry, I saw him almost needing oxygen over there.
Ignore me, I'm sorry.
We're going to have to call his wife to resuscitate him. Go, boy.
Anyway, moving
USC.
on.
Yeah,
Texas is number 3. Number 2 team on the winners list, University of South Florida, USF, 63-36 over North Texas.
Who's good?
North Texas is good, and that was in North Texas, prime time Friday night. That was a big game in the Group of 5. By the way, the Group of 5 team, there's a Group of 5 team that gets to the college football playoff. This is a big, big deal. Yeah. USF destroyed North Texas. They were more physical. They were faster. They had dudes. They look the part of a team that can not only get to the playoff, but win a game in the playoff. I mean, as we've seen, they destroyed Boise State to start the year, then win to Florida and beat Florida. This is a team that can play with anybody.
Who just beat Texas,
who just beat Oklahoma. Yep.
Who Oklahoma. They beat anyone good
Lots of parity out there. And then my biggest winner, Indiana, 30-20 over Oregon in Oregon. What a massive win.
What only gave up 1 touchdown on offense? Or 2? Because the last score was a pick 6 by Oregon.
Pick 6, yeah.
So at least Indiana's defense gave up 13
Indiana's
points.
Defense is really, really good. Their defensive line is incredible. And that was one of the big talking points I saw previewing this game was, will Indiana's defensive line be able to hold up to the size and physicality of Oregon's offensive line? Like, I don't think you guys have watched this team play. Like, maybe they average 275 on the D-line, but they're really, really good. They're just football players, and they're fast. They're athletic, and they make plays. That D-line causes havoc in every single game they play. And it's a recipe for success. They're so good in the trenches. Indiana, big statement win. Curt Cignetti continues to just win. If you would Google him, he wins. I believe he's 17-2 at Indiana right now.
I believe his head coaching record, which would be Elon, JMU, and Indiana, I want to say he's 136-37.
That's absurd.
He's almost 100 games over 500 as a head coach.
Yeah, it's absurd.
At the Division I level.
By the way, you know where he played in college?
West Virginia.
Yes, he did.
Do you know where he got his coaching start, though?
UTEP.
Thank you. No. Pitt.
Well, he's from Pittsburgh.
I know, but I thought it was interesting, though, that he would go to West
Virginia to Pitt.
And then immediately, the very next year as a grad assistant, he was at Pitt, and I think came back and also coached like a position coach there a few years later. Thought that was, I know he's from Pittsburgh, but I thought that was interesting.
I think it's kind of one of those things where it's one of those. It feels like one of those things where it's like wherever you get a chance, you take any opportunity you can get. I mean, that's why he went to coach. I think it was like some D2 or was Elon, right? That was the team that was, or it might have been something else.
I forgot IUP.
IUP, that's who it was.
IUP, Elon,
which is in Pittsburgh area, by the way.
Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Yes. So he went to IUP first. That was after being an assistant at Alabama.
Yes, he was on the inaugural staff of Nick Saban at Alabama, and he recruited Julio Jones, Mark Ingram, and Dante Hightower, among others. He was the recruiting coordinator.
That's wild.
Yes. More people should know his story. It is awesome.
He's so good. So Curt Cignetti gets a signature win because it was always, Indiana's good, but the teams they play stink. They're just being on bad teams. Well, here he is getting a massive win against a really good Oregon team
on the road in one of the most difficult places to play in the entire country, regardless of Oregon's record. They could have been defeated, and that's still an impressive win.
Correct. That's one of the most underrated stadiums in terms of crowd noise and
it's
difficulty
funky.
to play.
Like purposefully funneling noise in, very much like CenturyLink, I believe, is the Seahawks stadium. Lumen, that's what it is now. Yeah. Not to be confused with whatever the company is in Severance.
Lumen is the light. The light's the dimmers, right?
But the company, I don't know if you've seen Severance.
Lumen is a unit of light measurement.
No, but the company is the light switches, like the dimmers, the dimmer switches.
Clap on.
Is it?
Clap on.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure like the CEO lived right next to our uncle.
That is interesting.
It's interesting.
Lumen is the company in Severance, but it's spelled differently.
Yes. Lumen.
is the stadium. LUMON is the fictional company in Severance.
Le Mans.
Thank you.
Le Mans.
I'm
Le
trying
Mans.
to church it up, dirt.
All right.
Dirte.
Ready for the losers? Loser.
I've been waiting for it. The losers is like my dessert.
All right, perfect. Let's start with number 5 here on my loser list. The Wisconsin Badgers. Now, you've been
they're
losers
so
for a
bad.
while here.
Loser is kind. Before you get it, loser is a kind
Loser
word.
is kind. But the reason why I put them on this list, because usually the last like week or so, we've kind of been like, well, we know the teams that suck. We know who the real losers are. The reason why I put them on here is that they lost 37-0 at home to Iowa. I didn't know Iowa could score 37 points.
They haven't.
You lost 37-0 to Iowa at home.
Yes.
It's beyond embarrassing. I mean, I'm shocked he didn't get fired.
I agree.
Luke
I
Fickell.
am shocked Luke Fickell still has a job.
Yeah, it's a joke, and I have that text. I'm gonna bring it up every time. I have that text from the summer when the schedule came out saying Wisconsin will win 3 games, and that might be generous because I don't know if they win 3 games. I think they might be stuck at 2 for the rest of the year.
I mean that was the worst I've ever seen a Wisconsin team look in my entire lifetime since I've been alive. I've never ever seen, because Wisconsin, while has never been up there for national championship stuff. I mean, aside from like with Russell Wilson's year and
They had they had back-to-back Rose Bowls, Rose Bowl appearances.
They have
that lost.
always been a proud since we've been alive, and this goes a lot to Barry Alvarez, who took that team that really was bad and turned it into a perennial contender, right? But for our lifetime, they have always been proud of who they are, proud of how they play, and had this true identity and tradition of we're gonna be good. It will be hard to beat us. We will win a lot. That was not hard to beat them. We could have got 20 yards on the ground combined. We could have gotten 50 yards on the ground, maybe.
I mean, remember when these guys had, the Watts, the defensive linemen that were incredible, the linebacking core, the amount of NFL linebackers they put, the amount of linebackers they put into the NFL in like a 5-year stretch was insane.
And the linemen,
the linemen were so good. The
linemen. That was
the offensive line it was an NFL offensive line every year.
And not just we got
4 out of 5 guys were going to the NFL. And then you're running back, and you were running back you.
And you
were competing with Alabama with running back you. With John Clay, PJ Hill, Monte Ball, James White, Melvin Gordon, Jonathan Taylor, Braylon Allen.
Just all of them studs. Yeah. And it's sad.
And by the way, you're also looking at in that I didn't even mention Corey Clement who made it. Dario Gungawale who made it.
I'm saying good ball. And then the fullbacks, you're Alec Ingold.
Ewing.
Another fullback.
Brady Ewing, I think is what his name is. Brady Ewing, and then Derek Watt. Yeah,
I mean, just NFL guys.
Your NFL tight ends: Jacob Pedersen,
Jake Ferguson, right?
Kendricks, Ferguson. There was another.
Owen Daniels.
Daniels was there.
There was Travis. Started with
there's Kendricks.
There was a Fulgham, but I didn't think that was him. I forget that it was like the most physical guy. He got hurt. I think it derailed his career, but he was supposed to be the best Wisconsin tight end. I forgot his name, but yeah, no, it's just, loser is kind, embarrassing is kind. Like, it's almost hard to put into words. We are Wisconsin fans, but we're obviously not from Wisconsin. We're fans by just wanting to be.
Oh, okay, cool.
Right. And like I said, watching this team for so many years, I have never, ever seen anything that embarrassing. Now, not even the Big Ten title loss they had to Ohio State, where it was like 59-3 or something, right? Because you could just say, okay, Momo Best didn't show up. Like you said, this is Iowa, who their OC a couple years ago had a clause in his contract. If he could freaking average 21 points a game, he would get a raise or something. 21, right? Like, you give up 37 and then not even put a single point up is just it's mind-boggling. It's like your thoughts are trapped in a bottle. Like that's the lowest point I've ever
Every
had as a
fucking time.
Wisconsin fan is that.
Yeah. And now you're looking at, one of the greatest traditions in college sports, jump around between the third and fourth quarter. Now there's no one there.
I wouldn't be
Why
there.
would you be? I wouldn't be there. The product on the field is embarrassing.
Yeah.
This isn't Wisconsin football.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
not- I wouldn't
Saturday.
go.
We
I'd
could
be
go.
at the-
We could be partying.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's one
We
of
could
the
be
great
eating
drinking.
cheese
It's one of
and
the
drinking
great
beer
party.
and
It's one of the great
brats.
party and drinking schools in the country. So I would be at the bars
Yeah,
eating
I mean,
cheese.
why even show
drinking.
up
Shout
now?
out New
I would rather
Glarus
just go to the
Brewery.
bar now at this point. Just go to the bar, sit there.
yeah.
Hang
100%.
out.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll
they
go
got
turn on
I'll-
Indiana games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'll watch the first quarter. It's over now. Just flip Indiana on. I want a
Mhm.
real
Yeah.
football team.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Go watch that
Are we
70s show.
We're done with Wisconsin now. We can keep going, but we need to move on.
I will flip this table.
All right, moving on to my next loser. Number 4 here, Iowa State. Iowa State losing 24-17 to Colorado.
Yeah, that was bad. Fuck you, Colorado, too, for rushing the field.
Again, if I'm a student, I'm there. But God, it's just
exactly right. Because I do have a stat. It's the second win versus a ranked opponent under Dion, Coach Prime. So
what was Iowa State was ranked like
They've
22,
literally been there
22?
before.
This is a UVA storm the field moment
Yes, it
against
is.
number 22 Miami. Yeah,
but
so
at least that's the thing. It's like Miami, Iowa State historically is one of the worst programs ever. Matt Campbell
correct.
has turned them around to be a good team, but like before him, and even before who was like right before him, this was like one of the worst ever programs. So
Right.
yes,
that's back-to-back
did,
losses now for
it
Iowa
did
State.
feel ridiculous, but
Yeah, but that's
at the
back-to-back
same-
losses for Iowa State in conference, which for a team that should be at or near the top of the conference, two very bad losses. Cincinnati is much better. The Colorado loss to me is bad.
yeah.
You have to, and this is the
Even
Big
though they're
12.
both on the road.
Yeah, correct. It always is hard to win on the road in college football, in conference. But even though, right, they're both on the road. You have to win these games. It's a tough look for Iowa State losing these games.
You gotta
don't
go
like
1-1. You gotta go 1-1.
Correct. Cincinnati's a much better team than last year. I said they're gonna. If you look at their Cincinnati schedule, you're gonna see them competing for a Big 12 championship. They will be right there. At the end of the year, they will have like a win here, a loss by someone else, whatever they could get to at the title game. That's where Cincinnati is. So Iowa State, though, you should be in that conversation, and this loss is not good. This hurts you. Moving on. Number 3, Florida State, 34-31 loss to Pitt. Inexcusable at home. I know Pitt put in this freshman quarterback who looks incredible. They get Desmond Reed back at running back, who is really, really good. He is extremely good. He got hurt in the West Virginia game, which is, you could point to that as part of the reason why they lost. But Desmond Reed is an incredible player, one of the best players in the ACC. But you're Florida State. You're at home, and you desperately need to win, and you lose this game.
Yeah,
Inexcusable.
That almost eliminates them from the playoffs. Really,
I would, 100%.
I would say it probably does.
They're 0-3 in the ACC.
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest reason why. Yeah, because
You can't.
their shot would be to win that conference, and now it looks like you may not get a shot to win the conference based off of that.
I don't think they do because of how Georgia Tech, UVA,
Miami.
Duke, and Miami,
And
how
even
their
Louisville.
schedules line up, and Louisville, how their schedules line up too.
You have to jump all those teams.
To jump all those teams, even if you win out, I don't think you can.
Now I have a stat for you from that game. It's the first time Pitt has beat a ranked Florida State team since 1981. Who was the quarterback of that Pitt team?
Dan Marino.
Yes. They did something that hadn't been done since one of the greatest players ever was your quarterback.
So
like
here's
that's like you said, that's ridiculous.
That's
from
ridiculous.
Florida
That's
State's
incredible.
standpoint.
By the way,
Because
Pitt,
unless that whoever that freshman is, unless that turns out to be Marino, which
right.
odds are won't, just because of percentages, right? Not that we wish ill will on the kid or don't think he's talented, but on percentages, it's hard to beat Dan Marino. That's bad.
Correct. And I would say if you're a Pitt fan, right? You're sitting here going, all right, we have hope now. We put this freshman in, season's turn around. This guy looks incredible. This happened with Holstein too. Holstein was unbelievable to start last year. Goes 7-0, and then the wheels fell off. I think he got hurt or whatever, and the wheels fell off. And then he starts this year and is god awful. So you need to figure out a way to continue to develop your quarterbacks. Like this 4-star freshman lighting up the world right now in college football. In theory, he should be better next year, right? You don't develop your quarterbacks pit because you have something. Figure out a way to develop him and make him better. Anyway, moving on. Figure it out, eh? Next one. Old Dominion.
Yeah.
Lost 48-24 to Marshall. This had massive Group of 5 implications because I think we all just kind of looked ahead to ODU playing JMU this week. ODU losing to Marshall, basically that knocks them out of the Group of 5 discussion.
Yeah.
They were one of the odds-on favorites. I think it was USF, Memphis, and ODU were the top 3.
Yeah, so it's because ODU's one loss was before this was by 13
Indiana.
At Indiana, right? I mean that would
they
be
played
incredible.
Indiana the best. Yeah.
They played Indiana the best of any team that's played Indiana so far this year. Right? That hurts.
That hurts a lot. That one really hurts if you're a Monarch. The Fighting Justin Verlanders and Vinny Pasquantinos.
Yes.
And your number 1 loser. Any guesses? Because it's pretty obvious.
Is it UTEP?
It's UTEP. Penn State.
Yeah.
Penn State, you lose again. 22-21, lost to Northwestern.
Northwestern.
Good God. Northwestern. You lost to those nerds.
At home.
At home. In Happy Valley. That's so absurdly bad. And then you go ahead and turn around and fire your head coach.
Yes.
So not only Penn State did you lose on the field these last couple weeks, but now you're going to lose for the next few years because congratulations, you just became Nebraska football.
Yeah, I mean, look, I got a stat from them. Penn State is 2-2 this year as a 20-plus point favorite. Everyone else is 67-0. That to me, that is mind blowing, right?
It's insane.
Insane, right? They lost 2 straight games as 20-plus point favorites, and right, dude, like you brought up, congratulations, you'll be Nebraska. Well, they may not be because Nebraska's coach may leave to go. He's probably the leading candidate, Matt Rule. He's a Penn State alum to leave that and go there. But you're right. To your point, though, boy, who else is out there that you can get?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I've been trying to figure that out. I've heard Marcus Freeman thrown around, but why would Marcus Freeman leave Notre Dame to go to 100%.
Penn State? I saw that today. I was like, there is no scenario, none, because he's always in the playoff at Notre Dame. He will always be in the playoff.
Because again, the way everything's set up for Notre Dame, as long as Freeman keeps doing what he's doing, they'll always be in the playoff.
You go 10-2 every year, and you are in the playoff. Is that you get 2 mulligans every year, and you're in the playoff?
And it's not like you go,
simple.
I'm going to leave to go to a Big Ten school because their TV deal. Notre Dame's TV deal is as good as you can get. You have an exclusive channel. You used to have an exclusive channel, basically, but now that channel, NBC and Peacock, they show Big Ten games too. So it's not like you're gaining any advantage there, right? I see zero reason Marcus Freeman.
Nothing.
Like that
unless you think you can somehow grab Kurt Signetti, which I don't think you can. This move makes 0 sense to me. You have to have someone in mind, don't you?
Well, it makes sense on the standpoint of if you look at it in a few other ways, right? One, these last 2 losses are so embarrassing that they are fireable offenses.
I agree with that.
Just base level, I
agree with that.
They're fireable offenses. They're that bad. But on the other side too, if your goal is to win championships, you will not win a championship with James Franklin in charge at Penn State.
Correct.
It is not going to happen, right? So when you look at that plus the 2 losses, it says, well, why if these are our end goals and we really dream higher, why keep him there? But and if you look at it as a more risk averse way, if we get rid of him before he was here, we were complete trash because we had so many awful things.
He brought them back to relevancy.
Correct. And you will perennially be able to compete. Okay. And, you do it now, though, for the same reasons that like Deshaun Foster and Brent Pry were fired at UCLA and Tech, respectively. You don't give them a chance to win back a shot because what if Penn State runs the table? Right? Because they play Indiana, they play Ohio State.
The
Right?
team was
What if they wind up winning all those games and they go 9-3 and they're now in the conversation again for the playoff and all that stuff, right?
the team was a game away from the national
Yes.
championship last year.
Yes.
To turn that around and I even saw a couple of things. They were leading Oregon, in the last like 5 minutes of the game or whatever it was, like, and then you lose the last two. Like they were about to be, if they beat Oregon, they might have been the number one team in the country. Like that it happens really fast. That's why I don't like it, because I feel like it was such a quick pull. And I understand maybe it's years of frustration not being able to win the big one.
Well, which
But
again,
man, you've got to
I
figure out.
completely understand, and it's hard to put us in the same shoes as a booster or a fan of Penn State who is habitually having to endure that heartbreak and that disappointment. I get
If you're a
that, but
Penn
again, if
State,
you're
if you're a Penn State fan and a Penn State booster, are you willing to sit through a year or two of maybe slightly above 500 football?
well, again, that you're not thinking of it that way, though, right? The booster's thinking of it from the standpoint of
We have so much money, we have all the resources in the world. We'll
also,
go find
I'm
our
not
guy. And we'll
I'm
bring
not
in
going
all
to
these
give
big
any
players.
more money if he's still the coach,
Yeah, I get it.
right? And
They lost. By the way, they had the recruits they had coming in. One of them was a 5-star running back.
he just
There's a
believe went to
handful
Nebraska or Nebraska
of
offered him.
4-stars. Yeah, everyone's getting offered. This West Virginia immediately offered 4 stars that were
I did
that
hear, and
decommitted.
this was a speculative thing. I heard from someone that there's a clause or something in the contract that Penn State signed with Adidas that is highly irregular, that basically said something about Adidas could pull X amount of funding towards the AD and the department kind of whenever they wanted, and it was said
who
that by
reported that was it was one of the West Virginia reporters.
yeah,
I think he works for West Virginia or whatever, but he's got sources. All
yes,
these guys talk to each other.
I don't know how reliable it is, but basically there's speculation that Adidas had a hand in firing Franklin, like
Which does not shock me.
pressured them to do so, and that other ADs though said that that's highly irregular, doesn't exist. Because if that did exist, Luke Fickell had been fired by now, because I believe Wisconsin's been an Adidas school for numerous years.
But Adidas they literally are becoming Adidas. Like the deal with Adidas starts, I think, in this summer. So they're like becoming Adidas. So they're like still Nike, but there's a transition. And I think there's something like Adidas is, if like we're gonna start with Penn State, we just saw this crap on the field, or whatever you want us to represent Penn State, we gotta get rid of them.
But
Whatever it is, maybe
that is as slippery a slope as you can get, because these schools need those programs with the apparel companies, because not only do they provide stuff to like football, they're doing it for all the other sports, right? You're not gonna find a school where it's like, oh, they only do the football uniforms, but the hockey
Nike and
uniforms are
basketball.
from yeah, right, right. They're giving this stuff to these other the sports, the shoes, and literally everything, right? And again, if you're from a business standpoint, you would understand it from that brand that, hey, we may not want to have this stuff, our brand associated with this type of stuff. I get that, right? Not good for business. But at the same time, if that's what we're going to become, that is dangerous, because now it's not people making decisions who are in the building.
Football decisions.
It's people who are making decisions sitting in some corporate office in Silicon Valley or wherever the hell, or overseas, right, in Germany,
and we don't
making a decision purely on
allegedly
money.
This happened. Speculation. We have no idea.
No, but that might be
But
to
could
be honest, that would be
problem.
more dangerous than any NIL thing.
I agree.
Because now,
but I wouldn't
be
shocked if that. I really would not be shocked.
Colleges.
I really would not be shocked if that was the case. I really wouldn't. But speculation. We don't know.
No,
Either way, James Franklin is out as Penn State.
I
head
do.
coach.
I did read something that's also interesting. His buyout was $49 million, right? Which is the second largest buyout ever, behind Jimbo Fisher's, like $76 million
A&M.
at A&M, right? But Franklin, and this is probably all on these other guys' contracts as well. It's contingent essentially on him being able to, if they ask, to prove that he's been looking for work, and it can't just be, oh, I applied to, be just
UCLA's head
a
coach.
bit,
Oh,
or no, be some random job like in the community, right? It has
oh
to
wait,
be.
you're telling me we can't like reach out to him and have him, because I think it has to be, it's either in announcing,
It's broadcasting, coaching, or
broadcasting.
scouting.
Yeah, we can't reach out to him.
It,
Do some podcasts. Would that work in his cause?
Here's the other thing too. If he gets hired between now and when his contract ends in 2031, Penn State has to pay the difference in his whatever base pay is for his salary, and that up to $8 million. So if he gets hired for a job that pays $1 million, and he's hired for that job through 2031, Penn State each year has to pay him $7 additional million.
We should
So
reach
it
out to him and
behooves
hire him for $1.
for $1, yes. And so he would get all
So
that
you
money.
get all of his money.
It's in broadcasting, right? That I think they would probably try to contest that and say, because
I'm
another
sure
part of
they
the
would.
clause is that he has to say he's trying to get the maximum out of the job as well, which is, again, is hard to prove. But if he got hired for $1, it's clearly in violation of that. But no, basically, he gets hired for a $4 million job. Penn State has to pay him $4 million each year through 2031. Now, I will say, he, based off the openings available, if he wants a job, should have no issue. Because right now there are several. I mean, Virginia Tech, wouldn't you think
A
Tech would
lot.
love to have him?
Oh, 100%. I saw a lot of things. I'm like, as someone that doesn't like Virginia Tech, I'm kind of worried because he's recruited Virginia. He's taken all the
Yes.
talent out of Virginia to go to Penn
Correct.
State. And to me, like, why not? If you're Franklin, like, you can go to Virginia Tech and you can take all that talent back with you and resurrect a program because you're that good of a head
A
coach.
similar culture,
Yeah.
right, that
Right.
you have in Penn State.
Yeah.
In
So
terms of
I wouldn't
football.
be. I don't want him to as
No,
a
but
selfish person, but it makes too much
makes
sense, doesn't it?
way too much sense. Yes. All right. Strike three.
Congratulations, Virginia Tech. You might win the whole offseason here.
Yes. I'm going to go with bringing back an old segment here, our Mimosa Minute. All right. Brought to you by Maine & Co., the creators of the modern mimosa. Follow them on Instagram at Sip Cultivations and visit them at mainsip.com. That's MAYNESIP.com to order your modern mimosas or other canned craft cocktails today. Maine & Co. championing women's athletics since 2020. I'm going to go with the Las Vegas Aces, who wrapped up their third championship in 4 years with a 4-0 sweep over the Phoenix Mercury in the WNBA Finals. Regular season MVP and 4-time regular season MVP, by the way, Asia Wilson, earned her second Finals MVP after averaging 26.8 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, 3.3 assists, and 2.5 blocks over the course of this postseason. After an August 2nd loss to the Minnesota Lynx, Vegas ended their whole campaign, regular and postseason, on a 25-3 run with a 17-game win streak mixed in there, which that 17-game win streak is the second longest in WNBA history. So they are firmly entrenched in dynasty mode. Asia Wilson is firmly entrenched in the quote GOAT conversation that everyone loves to have, right? So game respect
100%.
game, greatness recognize greatness. Like we talk about seeing things we've never seen before in other sports. We're seeing things that you rarely see in any sport in the WNBA with Las Vegas Aces and Asia Wilson.
Well, how about Coach Becky Hammon too? Because isn't this her third championship in the 4 years that she's been the coach there?
Yeah, I believe all these are under Becky Hammon, who left an assistant coaching job with the Spurs to take this head coaching job with the Aces.
Yeah, that's
Clearly doing something right
absolutely
there.
insane.
Yeah,
Absolutely insane.
Now it makes you think that if you're Becky Hammond, are you looking? Because I believe she was floated as a candidate to replace one of the NBA head coaches this year. I forget what team.
Well,
I think they did interview her, or I think she might have turned it down because they were in the middle of their season or something like that.
Did you see Mark Davis's interview after they won?
Was she gonna be the new head coach of the Raiders to replace Pete
No.
Carroll?
That's what I was
That
thinking.
would
Like,
be funny.
well,
No,
you can win here, you can win anywhere.
I guess one of the
plays over here.
One of the reporters asked him something along the lines of like, wow, 3 championships in 4 seasons from Becky Hammond. You're kind of getting those at a bargain, don't you think? And he was like, what do you mean? And he was like, she's not even close to the highest paid coach in the WNBA. And he went, she's not? Oh, she will be.
The Davises.
Yeah.
If no one said anything, she wouldn't be.
Yeah,
That's
right.
just an ego. That was 100% an ego. Like, oh wait, hold on, she's not. I have to. She's this good. I have to pay her.
But again,
they're trying to take all my money. She can have half. That's fine. The other half, hard work,
mine.
It does again raise the question of Becky Hammond of looking elsewhere for employment. Like if someone from college MBA came knocking, do you jump and go take that? Right.
God, college to me would
give it
she's
some
an incredible. She's an incredible basketball coach.
WNBA is on the uptick. There's a lot of really good talent coming in, and that's being developed in the WNBA. I think that I feel like you stay and defend what's yours, unless you just get an offer so good you can't say no.
I don't see NBA as like the biggest beneficial to her, but I do see like a college basketball, like either men's or women's, like men's college basketball, because she has control.
Yes.
Like what if UNC men's basketball fires Hubert Davis because they've been garbage?
I don't see why you don't interview her. I don't see why you don't look at
or interview an offer.
Really look at her, like, because she clearly knows how to win and knows how to coach. And when you're in college, you have more control than you do in the NBA.
That's true. I think that would help her. Absolutely.
Right. I think it would be a better situation for her to establish her culture and here's how we do things. NBA, God, the NBA to try to get. I mean, these guys, like, they have to practice. Like, some of these guys have to stay in shape on their own. They can't do it, right? Yeah. It's. I don't know. I feel like college basketball would make more sense, but I have no idea. I'm just throwing that out there.
I just brought up too. Like, clearly she is the best coach in the WNBA. Right?
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. Like, if she went to,
she wants it.
Yeah, I have no.
Like,
maybe she's just sitting here like, I got a good. I'm winning. I got a good thing. Like, why the WNBA is on the rise? Maybe they're like, gonna figure out all these this commissioner scenario. Yeah. But other than that, the WNBA is getting a lot more eyeballs on it, and they're signing historic TV deals.
So, I have the best player in the league. I'm the best coach in the league. We've got
highest paid coach in the league, supposedly coming.
We're close to establishing the brand in terms of team.
No, I feel like if you jump ship now, it hurts the WNBA and your legacy more.
You lose a Becky Hammond, you're hurting the WNBA hurts, but from her standpoint, just spitballing, right? Like, you got to think that she's on the radar now for so many jobs.
Yeah, but I also feel like there's a lot of gratification because it's not like I think that, like, she's not complacent in her position because, I mean, it wasn't an easy road to get there. I mean, the Fever took the Aces to the brink, you know what I mean? So it's not like she's like pulling a Steve Kerr and is able to just like sit down and not coach for quarters on end, you know what I mean? I do think the WNBA is on the uptick, and it would behoove her to stay put for a while.
Leverage that into higher pay and power. I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, shit. I mean, who's to say that, like, you know, in like a year or two, you don't end up getting like a Hard Knock style or like a Full Swing style documentary on Becky Hammon and the Aces. You know what I mean? Like, this stuff is, I mean, it's booming right now. So I mean, there's definitely more money and exposure to come from all of this.
If they
Especially if you
they
keep
win
winning.
next year, are they the preeminent dynasty in all of sports?
Yes.
That would be what,
4
4 and 5 years?
4 and 5
Yes.
years.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's insane. There's in professional sports, no one's doing that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have Florida just won back to back.
We've seen 3 and 4 years before, right? Didn't the Chiefs do that? 3 and 4 years.
3 and 4. Patriots have done 3 and 4. We have Florida right now, 2 of 3, or back to back, I should say. Ohio State has a chance to possibly go back to back in football. Dodgers have a chance to go back to back in baseball.
But 4 or
5
is a big deal.
4 or 5 is absurd.
Yes.
Against
That's
the
what I mean.
top
Like
athletes
when
in
you
your-
talk about getting eyeballs and everything, like, yeah, you do that. You are in the conversation of greatest dynasties ever,
100%.
regardless of sport.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, you have to go back to, like, you know, the days in which there were 10 teams in a league to where the teams were winning, you know.
Yeah, you have to go
6
back to like
straight.
the,
I mean,
the Canadian.
The Islanders won 4 in a row, 80 to 84, whatever that was.
how many teams were in the league in the 80s?
It's still enough.
24.
MJ, what, they won 3 in a row, then he like retired, and then they won 3 in a row again. So they
6 out of
they were
8
6
or
and
something.
7 years, 6 and 8 years, yeah. So yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like 3 of 4, again, as remarkable as that is, has been done. 4 or 5 is bonkers.
Yeah.
We'll move on to our favorite segment, brought to you as always by One Legacy Title and Escrow in Jacksonville, Florida. Follow them on Instagram at One Legacy Florida and visit them at onelegacyflorida.com to see how they can help you with your next house closing. One Legacy Title and Escrow, because your legacy matters. This week, we're with our favorite college football coaches of all time. Who would like to start?
I'll go. Why not? Sure. I don't have an honorable mention. You guys know I'm not a big college football guy. You know what? Fuck it. Honorable mention. I'm going Bill Belichick, because why not? Yeah, thank you. Easy with the fucking sound effects. Honorable mention.
That needed something.
Honorable mention. I'm going Bill Belichick. Sure.
I could have hit the boo button. Would you have rather I did that?
It would have been way more apropos, but that is in no way permission. I see you reaching. Hands on your head.
Hand check.
All right, so honorable mention, Papa Bill. Number 5, I'm gonna go with Pete Carroll. Number 5. I think I've always liked Pete Carroll, and I do feel like because of his success in the NFL, people kind of forget. I feel like was a big factor that helped revive USC. I mean, he won 2 national titles there. One of them was vacated.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah. But Pete Carroll. Number 4, I'm going Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart, big name, like him. Sure, why not? Number 3 is one that I'm really passionate about, because I know that this might trigger some people, but I do feel like his legacy is one that deserves to be mentioned and talked about a lot more. I'm going with Chip Kelly.
I don't mind that. I think that's good.
See, yeah, I'm glad, because I don't either, obviously. But I feel like, if you're talking about like greatest NFL or like college football coaches of all time, Chip Kelly is right up there with Oregon, UCLA. But I really like Chip Kelly.
He was an innovator.
Was that where he started, or was that Brian Kelly?
I think that might have been Brian Kelly.
I don't know, but Chip Kelly was an innovator. I mean,
he had an insane record at Oregon. He was like 46-7 or something like that at Oregon. So I got Chip Kelly in the 3 spot there. Sorry, not sorry. Number 2, I'm going Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer was an absolute psycho. I was always kind of on the fence about Urban Meyer, and then I watched the Netflix documentary, and I really liked it. I liked that he developed a reputation for just having his players be psychos and treating the stars like stars. If you don't like it, be a star. Give me a reason to think you're a star. Urban Meyer in the 2-hole, and then number one, I'm going to go with the GOAT. Give me Nick Saban. Why wouldn't it be Nick Saban? I mean, Nick Saban, when you think college football, you think Nick Saban. That's my list. I'll hang up and listen.
So basically, everyone but Saban, you just picked all the biggest scumbags.
Yeah, there's a lot.
What's scummy about my list?
Urban Meyer is a giant
such
scumbag.
a scumbag.
Why? Because Urban Meyer utilizes farmersonly.com, or like, leave him alone. What's wrong with you?
Allegedly. What? It's all allegedly. Urban, if you want to call him this,
please go ahead.
All right, we'll start. I'm going to start with the opposite of scumbag. I have a couple honorable mentions. First one, Bill Snyder.
This is fucking crazy.
Bill Snyder from Kansas State, the opposite of a scumbag. One of the great guys to do it. Synonymous with the Kansas State. He was awesome.
Created Kansas State, much like great. Iowa State before Matt Campbell. Kansas State was freaking horrendous. I mean,
underrated every single year.
Lucky to win 2 games a year. That's how bad they were.
Bill Snyder. Jesus.
Hey,
this isn't gonna work.
It's not me.
This podcast isn't gonna even upload just because there's too many sound effects now. Next one, Curt Cignetti.
What's one more?
Jeez.
No,
he's new, but I absolutely love Curt Cignetti. I love his attitude. I love the way he talks, the way he just completely changes programs, the way his teams bought into him and his culture. I don't know if you also heard him talk about his practices. His practices aren't long. He's like, I believe in efficiency. Why do I have these coaches staying forever? Why do I have we get our best work done, we go home. That's how we do it. Everything, there's not a wasted moment that isn't about winning and how you win as a program. I love Cignetti. Next one, guy that just got fired, Mike Gundy. Mike Gundy's great. I'm 40. You come after Mike. The mullet that he was rocking. I absolutely love Mike Gundy. He's a character. He's so good. And again, Oklahoma State, he had them relevant for 15 years. He was very good at Oklahoma State. Next one, Dan Lanning. I'm a big Dan Lanning fan. That's one of the new psychos on the scene. I absolutely love him. I love that he's able to bring toughness to Oregon, which is typically a flashy team. Dan Lanning, love his the behind the scenes videos of Dan Lanning just talking to his team, make you want to just run through a brick wall. It's fantastic. Next one, number 3, Mike Leach, RIP. Mike Leach was an absolute character, innovator, air raid, and just one of the funniest people at the podium. He had a rant one time about who would win in a fight with the Pac-12 mascots.
Yes, I watched that a few days ago.
That's right up your alley.
It's so good, and it's so perfect too.
It's him, and it's perfect, and it's detailed, and he's like, well, if you talk about a Bruin versus a Cougar, and then you talk about the Sun Devil, what kind of powers does the Sun Devil?
No one knows.
Yeah, Mike Leach, awesome. Number 2, the old ball coach, Steve Spurrier. Steve Spurrier, another character, man. He was so funny. He has a quote where he said, "I loved playing Georgia at I think the 3rd or 4th game because you knew half their team was going to be suspended by the time they got to you."
Yes.
Steve Spurrier, the visor, the accent, everything. I love Steve Spurrier. And then number 1, Brett Bielema, Wisconsin coach, Illinois coach now. Brett Bielema was part of those Wisconsin teams that we would watch growing up. That was everything beautiful about Wisconsin football and why we wanted to watch that team play. the style of play they had, the players they had, everything about that Wisconsin team. I loved the way Bielema coached. It was physical. It was tough. Those teams are always great. And he goes to Illinois and he takes Illinois to a top 25 team. They play slightly different style, but they're still great in the trenches and they're still fun to watch. And Bielema, it's always fun watching him. Last year, just absolutely get into the head of Shane Beamer and watch
hilarious.
Beamer throw a hissy fit like a 12-year-old girl. One of the funniest things, and Bielema just sitting there laughing his ass off. I love Brett Bielema. I think he's hilarious. He's a great coach. That's my list. I'll hang up and listen.
So he is not on my list because I feel like he abandoned Wisconsin.
I disagree.
He went and took a job that was not nearly as good at Arkansas just because it was more money in the SEC, and that
I'm sure
it's all business. It's hard to.
I'm sure it's a mistake he regrets. I mean, Rich Rod did the same thing at West Virginia,
Yeah,
and Rich Rod's from West Virginia.
Yeah, so that all is just always in the back of my mind every time I see his teams. But I have two honorable mentions just because.
Why not?
Yeah. First one is Greg Schiano at Rutgers. The fact that he can make Rutgers an average team is one of the most remarkable feats any college coach can accomplish. And it's not just average team for 1 year. They're an average team year in and year out. And again, that sounds so ridiculous, but it's Rutgers, one of the few worst programs in the history of college football. Even though they invented football, the first game played was Rutgers versus Princeton, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Even though they did that, they were for almost our entire lives when he wasn't their coach, and all of like our parents' lives, they're lucky to win 2 games a year, right? They were so bad, and the fact that he can get them to a bowl basically every year is astounding to me. Like, that is one of the most remarkable achievements that any coach has had on this list. The other honorable mention is Nick Saban. As Kama brought him up, I do believe he is the best college coach of all time because he won so much in arguably the hardest era to win that much in. With all the different things happening, with the talent spread out as much as it is, with all the teams that are out there that weren't there in previous eras, Nick Saban is just, he's remarkable from that standpoint of being able to accrue the talent, but even more remarkable to be able to develop the talent. Like, it's one thing to get great recruits. It's the other thing to get the best recruits who are the best fit for your team. And that's really difficult to do, but he did that every time. If you looked at his guys when they went to the next level, they succeeded so often because they had the character traits, the life to succeed at that level. It wasn't just that they had the physical traits, it was the character traits. And that, to me, especially when you're a college coach coaching young people, is, probably the best aspect of his care of Nick Saban's coaching skill, to be honest.
You know where he's from?
West by God.
He is from West by God.
Yep. Number 5 is Barry Alvarez, the architect of the Wisconsin quote dynasty that existed.
About the essence of the game.
It's about the cones.
About the cones.
Yes. No, Barry Alvarez created what Wisconsin football is. He handpicked Brett Bielema to succeed him. At Wisconsin, paved the way for all of it. He's been involved still in the athletics department in that program since his retirement. Barry Alvarez is a just tremendous football coach.
He got Ron Day and a Heisman.
Correct. Number 4 is Bronco Mendenhall. I have a soft spot for him. I love what he's about. He
dipped out, though.
He did, but I think there were other factors probably at play from UVA that forced him out, to be honest, because there was a rumor that UVA said, you have to fire your defensive coordinator. And he said, no, I'm not going to do it. And they said, well, you can leave. And he's like, okay, I will. Right. Like, he called their bluff. Right. And part of me loves that if that's actually what happened, that he knows that he could go anywhere and win, because he goes to New Mexico and immediately makes them a good team, then leaves after 1 year. Now is at Utah State doing the same thing. Right. He's the type of guy that wins that anywhere. One of the best things I love is that when he got to UVA after BYU, he walked in there and said, this is a complete dumpster fire, in a lack of a better term, and said, I need to make it so these guys care so much about being football players and being here that they're going to work so hard just to do it. Because he said at that time, it was just guys, they were happy to be there, whatever. I got a scholarship, who cares? Right. And so what he did is he made each guy have to earn their number, as in you would show up to things, you'd have no number at all. Right. And based off of like your workout performances and things you didn't practice and like all these other things, the players voted essentially for who got to pick their number first, based off of that, like a combination of, I think, the points you scored and all these things, right? So we talked about this before. Brennan Armstrong, who was the backup quarterback when he first got there, obviously, behind Bryce Perkins. He's the all-time touchdown leader in UVA football history. He was wearing number 98 because that was where he was. So now when he first got there, this is the number you get. If you want to be number 5 or 6, whatever it is, you got to earn it, right? So I love that about Mendenhall.
I believe his tagline was "will before skill."
Yes. Hey, he would purposefully recruit guys with less skill who had the character traits he wanted,
By the way, that's
and
something
then turn them into better than what the
By the way,
guys.
that's something Signetti does. He literally came out and said, "I recruit specifically like these players. Like I don't care what the star is next to their name."
Yes, and that's winning culture. It really is something that a lot of SEC schools lack. Number 3 is PJ Fleck at Minnesota. Row the boat. He is very similar in that mindset that he will make his team always competitive. I think where they played Ohio State and they were completely non-competitive in that game. That's an anomaly for a PJ Fleck coach team. Love the fact that he wears the tie underneath the quarter zip each week. He is, I think, just so organized in his preparation. And he's one of the few people that, if I was sitting there with sons, obviously, but if I wanted them to play college football, he might be at the top of the list right now of who I want you to go play for. As a young person, as someone trying to develop into an adult in the real world, PJ Fleck, I think, would be the number one person right now that I would want my kids to play for. Just the way he runs everything is all about development. And he obviously, winning is right. Nothing replaces winning, but he is so much about, how you get to that point of winning. And is it done the right way and making sure that you're developing as a person. I love PJ Fleck. Number 2 is Mike Gundy, the aforementioned Mike Gundy. Like you said, he's a man. It's unfortunate his demise, if you will, or downfall at Oklahoma State. Because like you said, boy, they were irrelevant before him. Right. So it's, sad to see that. But man, what a great coach. What a great coach. He just exuded everything like you almost stereotypical around like a coach. Right. That like if you were to build, he's like a movie character, but
He is a movie
succeeding.
character,
Right. And that's the best part. Like there's guys out there who are characters, but they're not that good.
You
He
could
was
put
an
him in Friday Night
excellent-
Lights.
Yes, he is an excellent coach. Such a great coach, Mike Gundy was. And again, it's sad that this is the way it ends the last 2 years because that's what people will remember. But you got to take those years out and look at everything else and what he did for that program was.
I mean, he was in the
amazing.
Big 12 title 2 years ago.
Yeah. And number 1 is Mike Leach. I mean, if you didn't say it, boy, I would have mentioned that press conference with the mascots.
That press conference is so funny.
Shallow Musings with Mike Leach was the segment they used to do on College Game Day where they just pick a random press conference of his, but what he was rambling on about. You said innovator. His coaching tree is so massive, so long, branches out so far. I think Valdosta State is where he started developing the stuff with the head coach there, who is I forget the head coach's name, but he's him and Leach developed this whole whatever run and gun
Air raid
that you want to call it system.
Right, that was the start of Air Raid, I believe.
Yep, was those two guys like scribbling shit down in Valdosta State, I believe. Right, it's amazing. Basically, all the principles, or like 90% of the principles that he created, are in use by almost every single team in the country. Whether it's exactly the same, because it's not, but the principles are the same in terms of the spacing and route trees and how you set up even blocking and stuff, right? And what your running backs do, right? The principles that he had have shaped our modern.
Yeah, it was all about spacing, right?
Yeah, our modern game more than anything else. right?
Who was the
Getting
quarterback he
speed.
had at Texas Tech?
Graham Harrell.
Graham Harrell. That's who it was. He's with Michael Crabtree,
Yes.
right? And I believe Dana Holgerson was the offensive coordinator.
Yes. I mean, he's part of that branch of Mike Leach. It just, he's such a good coach. He also, I don't even know if he played football in high school.
No, I don't think he did.
I know he did not play in college, and I don't think he even played in high school.
He's just one of those guys who's
Savant.
it's like one in like a I don't even
Trillion.
know the odds to it, but like no one does these things.
No, but him. Like, you hear him talk, you understand.
Takes a unique character. Yeah. The second you hear him talk, you go, okay, yeah, this makes sense.
Unique is, there's one way to put it. But Mike
Gardner
Leach,
Minshew was his last stud.
Was he?
But I believe so. I mean, I think.
Did he have Minshew at Washington State?
Yeah, he had Minshew at
Or was
Wazoo.
he at Mississippi State by then?
No, I think he had Minshew at Wazoo. I'm pretty sure Gardner Minshew played for Mike Leach.
Was Will Rogers the last guy? Is that who he had in Mississippi State? I don't know.
That might be.
But Mike Leach, just a character. Anything else before we move on to our final segment?
No.
All right. That's going to take us to our What to Look For segment, brought to you as always by VB Cookie Co. Looking for the perfect way to stand out at the next event you are hosting? Well, custom cookies are a timeless way to have everyone still buzzing even after they leave. Look no further for your cookie needs than VB Cookie Co. Follow them on Instagram at VB Cookie Co., all one word, and message them to order yours today. Whether it is a bridal shower, birthday, engagement, or baby shower, their team will work with you to make all your cookie dreams come true. VB Cookie Co. for the sweetest moments, and some of the people something to watch for. Kamala?
Baseball. Period.
Oh, period. Okay. Good. Yeah, good job there because Dodgers are
raking.
having their way right now.
Yeah, they're raking right now.
It was consensual. You like singing those sad songs?
Playoff baseball.
Rich history.
Period. Full send.
I'm gonna go with something a little different, outside the box. Something that me and Kamlo have been watching recently. That new episodes are coming out. Yeah, Downton Abbey. Chad Powers on Hulu.
Yeah, great show.
It is so good.
Yeah,
this
is the
funny.
best thing to happen since like Hard Knocks. It's so good.
It's fantastic, and the fact that Glenn Powell, Peyton, and Eli are producers makes it so good. It is fantastic. And speaking of Mike Leach, who by the way was the coach for Gardner Minshew at Washington State, he would fit. I wish he could like be in that show and
he
have
probably
a cameo.
Would have been
because it would have. Yeah, he probably would have been, and it would have been perfect. But yeah, Chad Powers is so damn funny. Give it a watch. I don't know when they release new episodes, but the first 3
Tuesdays, I believe.
Tuesdays.
Yeah, nice. So new episode tonight.
Hell yeah,
I like it. I have a few college football rivalry games, like legitimate rivalry games this weekend, and almost all of them are ranked matchups, which is amazing, right? First one, Tennessee at Alabama. I believe it's just called the third Saturday in October.
Yep.
But yeah, that Tennessee at Alabama. Then you have USC at Notre Dame, which
sneaky,
yes. A lot of our lives was played at like the last game of the year. Interesting being played at this time of year. But USC at Notre Dame, who at least a lot of Notre Dame people consider them their most bitter rivals.
I can see them hating them the most.
Yeah, that's for them. So that's very interesting to have that at this time of the year. Again, interesting timing too with where both teams are at. Then you have this, I believe, the Holy War.
Utah the Holy War, one of the greatest names. That, by the way, that should be where College Game Day is. And to not be there,
Alabama,
they're in Georgia for Georgia Ole Miss.
Of course,
it's annoying because you need to showcase. This is the Holy War of two really good teams that have a chance to make the playoff. This is absolutely where you should be. Now, Big Noon Kickoff is there, and part of me thinks there's behind the scenes dealings going. Well, ESPN has more contracts with Big Ten, or with the SEC mostly, really.
Yeah.
SEC. And Fox has contracts with Big 12, Big 10. So Fox's big noon kickoff will be there, even though the game is at 8:00 at night.
Oh,
East
is it
Coast
they
time.
didn't make
So
that
big noon
game at 10 o'clock
kickoff.
local time, which is what
Correct.
they did before?
Correct. It's a night game.
Thank God.
Yeah, I
Deserves to
know
be a
that.
night
I
game.
know. When I saw a big noon kickoff there, I was like, oh shit, don't do it, because that'd be ridiculous. But it is a night game. But big noon kickoff is there, so I think there's got to be something to do with those and why game day isn't there, or game day is just purposely not doing it. I don't know, but
I'm
I would like to
sure
think.
it's
I would like to think.
monetary.
I would like to think they should be there, or at JMU ODU or something.
That brings you to my last one, ODU at JMU, the Royal Rivalry. I do think if ODU hadn't lost, they probably would have
There was a
considered that.
chance.
They
Yeah,
would have
I
considered
agree.
that. They really, because especially of how great it was last time they're at JMU, right? I think that because both teams have been 5-1, right? That massive implications across the board for everything. That would have been cool. But ODU at JMU, the Royal Rivalry. Royal rivalry. Sorry, the royal. It's a tongue twister
because the Monarchs versus the Dukes. That's good. I like that. That's a good name.
Oh, it's a great name. I love that they did that. I wish that becomes the last game of the year, but that they've established
what are you
that
gonna
very
do?
good. Yep. Anything else before we wrap this debacle up?
Nope.
Wrap it up.
That's going to do it for us here at What Caught My Eye, or WCME Sports. As always, for the boy Stephen Vesci and the man Stephen Comlow, I am the coach Nick Vesci. Don't forget to follow us on all of our socials on X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, Snapchat, and Threads at WCME_sports. Our episodes drop every Wednesday at noon on Spotify, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. And all of that information can be found on our website, WCMEsports.com. Remember, be decent to each other. Have a good one, and we will see you next time. Take care, Guatemala.